I think the Pope funeral is happening to cover up the major story of the week. Everyone's talking about it, Mike. I have to talk about it. Come on, man. UK scientists to launch outdoor geoengineering
I love this
experiments
article.
blocking sunlight could temporarily slow the climate crisis, but the technologies remain highly controversial. Yeah, and look, they got the
Oh
plane,
yeah,
they got some chemtrails in the sky. They're all in, baby. They're
they're
admitting
d-
it.
they're doing it, and go down to show how much they're spending on
They're claiming they're going to spend about 50 million euros on
it.
this government funded program led by Advanced Research and Invention Agency, ARIA for short. They're going to conduct small scale outdoor geoengineering experiments tackling the climate change. They're going to test solar geoengineering techniques such as stratospheric aerosol injection, marine cloud brightening, which is where they have boats that spray stuff into the clouds to brighten them up and reflect the sunlight back.
That's where the glitter goes.
That's where the glitter goes, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
hell yeah. I knew you were paying attention to previous shows. Um, so yeah, Mike, they're admitting it now. I always think that this is the
Come on. You missed the best part of the article. At $60 million, it'll be the number one funded geoengineering project.
that's your favorite part in the article.
Come on.
Well, what I
How much
noticed
are you how much do you think you're getting for 60 million?
again, I think this is we're at the point where it's too obvious that they're doing it on a mass scale. So now they have to admit to it. And by admitting it, it's this is what we plan to do, and this is how much we're spending. I think this has nothing to do with what's actually going on in the skies every day. They implemented some sort of program in 2021 that has been worldwide, at least as far as the EU and everyone involved with, you know, the UN is concerned. I think America, EU, probably parts of South America and Central America involved. I mean, they've
All the
unleashed
vaccinated countries.
anyone with the mRNA vaccine in their
Yes.
system. They're
They're
doing this,
spraying
man.
you.
I think this is just to admit it. And you are right. They do claim in the article it's one of the leading research fundings going on.
At 60 million.
So they're saying, okay, so in the article, global funding for geoengineering to date is relatively small compared with climate science overall, being in the low hundreds of millions of dollars, according to the Pete Irvine from the University of Chicago. Mike, little shout out to your hometown there. The U.S. was the leading funder, but President Donald Trump's attack on climate research is expected to reduce this. So
Mm.
it's a tricky worded article. We're still the leading funder, but they're claiming by him dismantling the NOAA or NOAA and USAID and these other acronym groups that are funding these geoengineering projects already, by defunding them and firing everybody from those groups. Now the EU stepping up just like they are in Ukraine, Mike, and they're going to be the leader now. They're going to spray the crap in the air. They're going to block the sun, baby. They're working hand in hand with Bill Gates, baby.
Mm. All right. See what comes of this.
Bill Gates, one of the top financer of the geoengineering and weather modification programs worldwide currently. So this is nothing new. I think this is this goes along the lines of how they always do it. We're like, no, no, that's crazy. It's all conspiracy theory. We're not doing this stuff that's harmful for you. And then eventually they're like, well, here's our idea that we may be doing these things that might be harmful to you, but we're in research development. We're just thinking about it. And then eventually 8 months later, they're like, okay, yeah, we have been doing these things. Yes, they are harmful, but let us tell you why it's a good thing. Okay, this is why it's good for you that we're doing these harmful things. And then 10 years later from that point, you turn on the TV and it's Peter Francis Geraci and he goes, hey, were you exposed to this kind of geoengineering that was going on in your skies? Did you live in Illinois and Colorado? Well, here's why you can sign up for this settlement.
Good call. Did you happen to see the videos of people finding like the stuff without the food dyes in it? Like, the big video was the guy with the sprinkles,
No.
and he
Mr.
goes to
Sparkle?
Walmart, and he has the can of sprinkles, like, for cake and stuff, and, it says, "No artificial food dyes," and it
Alright.
looks exactly like the one next to it that still has the artificial food dyes, and it's the same price, and he's like, "So if we could have always had this, why have why did we do the food dye? No, you know what I'm saying? We know it's poison.
Exactly.
We
And
don't need it. What was the you know?
the point was the poison. I think that's always the point.
And that's the same thing with the chemtrails,
Yeah, the chemtrails has nothing to do with the climate,
the
it's the
climate, it's the
poisoning.
poisoning, yeah, is the point.